it's me, PamVanEe, and today I have completed this Vintage Shabby Chic journal, and it has become quite a gator mouth. So I think it would be really pretty as a coffee table book. Be really pretty in a bedroom. And I've got different charms. And it's this vintage book here. It's got little metal corner pieces and a little fabric cluster. I almost took a thought, maybe I'll take it apart and make two books because it's so fat, but I think I like it like it is. It's just chunky. So there's two signatures, and I have this vintage photo that I got from Dale, Not Too Shabby Chic, and I put a vintage stick pin in there. This is part of the picture, and I just put this metal frame around that sweet lady. I have this vintage butterfly here, metal. I've got different laces, flowers, vintage buttons, but you can still see the beautiful cover. And then here I have a metal piece, flowers, buttons. So that is what I have for the cover. So let's just go into it. Oh, no. Like I said, I'm going to try to put it in my Etsy today, 9.5 by about 6.5. I might need a little break before I go about that. So it'll be done today, but I'm not sure exactly what time. It has this beautiful closure that's a satiny bow. So we're going to open it up. And this is what I mean, that it could be a coffee table book. And it would be really pretty open like this too, if you just wanted to display. So let's start at the beginning. And right here, I have this upholstery piece. I added little metal pieces here. I added this little flower, a key that says secret on this chain, and then this little piece, I added that flower to this metal frame, and then I added lace, and there's another flower here, and inside there is a booklet. And here is the booklet, and it says Ode to Nature. It's got a vintage look to it. I love the way this turned out. There's a little label, and then these are all avocado dyed papers. So this would be fun to write in. I just like them. I just like to look at them, but you can also write in them. And then here's a little card here, and this little rose gold paper clip with a little heart on it. So that's the booklet, which fits in here. And I put the pen in a different spot, so I will show you when we come to it. Okay, now here is the beginning of the first signature. And I added this beautiful lady on this gold paper, and then it has this shiny shimmer. Isn't she pretty? So this journal is called Rose, and then here I added that thicker sticker, cardstock, with the paper behind it and inked it. And then I added this beautiful double layer lace. So you got 2 layers of lace. And then this pocket, we have a few things. I added this ruffle and then a little pale pink button and another little pretty flower. I have a vintage cabinet card from Dale McBay with Not Too Shabby Chic. And then I have this pretty, this journal belongs to with this lace at the top. And it's been avocado dyed. Then I have this, it's a Battenberg bonnet, which I avocado dyed and inked. So Rose has her picture in there. Oh, and here's a vintage piece of, it's a vintage receipt. Okay, I'm gonna have to go a little faster. Okay, I'll have to put that in later. Okay, then over here, I have this vellum, and then this opens up some dyed instructions for sewing. And then I added this vellum piece with this paper clip, rose gold paper clip, and a vintage postcard. It's paper clipped so it doesn't fall out. And there's the other side. Here I did stenciling, and I did a stamp of this beautiful lady. I tore some of the edges of the papers. Added this little envelope. This keeps it shut. Oh yeah, and then this is a little tiny little file folder. Has a little tuck there, belly band. You have a tag here. Opens up. Tag. Another tag. 2 little pretty tags here. And little tags there. And a couple here. And this was a digital, what was it, from My Porch Prints, possibly? So that's cute. And then that just tucks that in there. We have vintage music paper, dyed, coffee dyed paper, and then there's a little stamp here. This is love on this dyed paper. And then I did lightly, what is this, a stencil. Scrapbook paper. We have this crinkly paper bag. Inside I have this journal spot for writing, and this vintage, it's like velvety flower postcard. Printed in Austria. On this side, I used a die and made this die cut here, the pocket. And then I have a vintage bingo. And then I just made a journal spot with some craft paper and scrapbook paper. And then this is a die of mine. Don't remember, was that in front? Some vellum type paper. I added this lace and a heart and key. And here we have journaling spots. Added some lace. This little number here. Dyed. Avocado dyed. And this stamp to be yourself. Added this. So you have more places to journal. I thought that looked pretty long here. Okay, right here we have that thicker cardstock, and I put paper behind it. You can see the key there. I've got this sari silk, and then a few things to journal with. This opens up. I added this little die cut, a few little vintage papers, and then what is this? Oh, just some pink paper. That matched. I could ink the back of that. And it can be tucked behind here. I have an envelope here with a window. Opens up. You can see the kind of a botanical print that I avocado dyed. And then I added a little label there, a little piece of the trim here, and then it says, "Beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself." And on this page, I did a little collaging on top of the scrapbook paper, and I stamped "Fly High." I tore the edge here. Here's a vintage statement of expenses. There's some dyed paper, scrapbook paper. I added this vintage trim. And then this, I put gold around it. And then I took this postcard, added this umbrella that was a die cut I have. And I made this to look old. It has a crocheted cover and a few things I thought would be fun to look at. I made them look a bit older. Too pretty. Okay, I'm going to try sitting down here. Okay, this is the flip up that has this dyed, really cool dyed paper on the side. And then this paper bag, and here's a little place to write. A little tag. This is the middle of the first signature. Then we have this piece here. I added this couple layers of lace. And then it says creation of beauty is art, the stamp I have. And then I added this little die to this little piece. And then just something else to put in that pocket. And then here's a pocket here. And it's a tuck with coffee dyed paper. And on this side I have a vintage button and a cabinet card from Dale. Pretty because it has a little pink to it. So that's rose. I added some dyed paper doily. Journaling spots. And I thought this was pretty. I think I'm going to have to stand up because I can't see. Care and reuse of antique lace treasures. I really like how that turned out. Pretty. For that edge, put a little vintage look tape that I made. You can kind of see the imprint of lace. Here's the other side of the vintage ledger. For that edge, we have a little pocket. I added this die cut here on the bow. It says live every day with intention. And then in here is that vintage card. So you can see it there, and I added this pocket crochet. This is this beautiful paper. It has like a faux look of lace. I added this tatting to the edge. I have a little vintage 1908 envelope, and then I made this little booklet with this lady having some tea. Added some washi, and then I sewed down the sides. It has the look of end pages. And there's the stitching. Added a little butterfly. We got some vintage papers here. Added that to the middle. Love yourself. And added that. So that goes in here. Alrighty. On this side, you can see the lace here, the crochet lace at the bottom. We have these beautiful ladies. I added some paper that I got from a Timo scrapbook kit here. See how pretty it is to see all the edges here. I have this card that has been, what do you call it? Avocado dyed. The vintage card. It's kind of crinkly and fun. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. And it opens up, I believe. Oh, there's writing in there. Dear Mr. Mills, we are so glad to get your card and know you were gaining and enjoy the sunshine of the South during the very cold weather we have had the past few weeks. It certainly has been the most severe winter we ever had. And now, after this snowstorm Tuesday into drifts 5 to 6 feet high, it seems something. Last until May 1st. Mabel Barber. Barber or Barker? I love that. Very pretty. Vellum. Added this washi tape here, scrapbook paper. Then I did this little collage here. It's all held on with a paper clip. There's stenciling, coffee dyeing. See the imprint there. And this paper bag that wrapped around, it's got some of my tape that I've aged. And then inside, in this little part, you have this pretty card. And in the bigger part, we have this to journal on. So that fits there, this fits here, and then we wrap it around. I think it was this way, right? Yeah. All right, let's cut. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to sew down it so it doesn't get caught. Maybe. Maybe not, because then you can't get it out. That's fine. You can see the little imprint here. We've got vintage music paper. Did a little collaging here with some of my tape, vintage tape, toward the edge, stamped and stenciled. There's some more of that dyed Treasures of the Heart stitching. Pretty page there. And then I have this beautiful lace here and here. I have this vintage little doily. And inside, I have another one of these baby's knitted Afghan lattice blanket. Fun to look at. Then I put gold around this image here, this beautiful lady, and added some laces. And added this pretty card. So that's the first signature. And then here in the middle, I took out that little tiny ledger journal here because it was just getting, look, it's so big. But what I did was I added the pockets. I took the hanky and I folded it and glued it. And now what you have, you can put something in here. I don't know if it really, these are some Tim Holtz papers. And then here, look at, you have your pen. Beautiful pen. That's the rose gold color. So got that. You know, I don't know. I don't really like those there. I think I might cut these and just put one in each one of these in here. And then this side, yeah, I'm going to just take these out. I don't really care for those in there. And I'll just put one of these in there. I thought that was kind of fun. And then you have this, and this can, you can write however you want because it goes quite a ways. Okay, that's the end of the first signature. Here's the second with the gorgeous lace. And then we have in this pocket really pretty scrapbook paper, and then I made this little lace cluster there. Added this, and I added gold around it. And this pretty lady with the gold around it that I added. And then here, added some vintage look tape. And I tore the edge here, paper. It's the vintage ledger. Here on the envelope, I did a little collaging here. Got this to journal on. On the side of the envelope. And here's a little tuck out of this pocket. Here in this paper. Coffee dyed. With a bit of an imprint. On this side is a card for journaling. Isn't that pretty? Oh, rose gold paperclip. And on this side, tag. And then I just added that die cut of the rose and that little flat back there with the flower. Stenciled, stamped. This butterfly's a little dimensional. This is from my friend Darla. Then I added this paper here, tore it. It's got some cool sprays, pretty scrapbook paper, and a little stenciling. It's more of that pretty shabby chic look magazine with a beautiful pillow. And then here I have a thicker die cut. I tore some really pretty paper, and then I added lace, and then this was a die cut that I blinged up. And this is a paper bag. Inside we have this card with a gold, beautiful lady, and another cute little card, dyed index card. Here is a little flower, a little collaging, stamping, it says dream, and a little label. Now this vintage postcard on this beautiful dyed paper. Scrapbook paper. Then here we have a charm. It's a little hand holding a heart. This is love. Vintage postcard with gold foiling. Envelope. Added some paper here and here. I'll make it interesting. Okay, this is the middle of the second signature. I added a little heart that I got from Temu. Isn't that pretty? The wax seal. It's kind of faceted. And then we have a pocket here that I folded down. Beautiful scrapbook paper. And in here I have a card that I just kind of collaged a little bit on an index card. Added some lace to this vellum envelope. And then I added this. This is a die that I cut out and tore, inked up. And a little pink lace, crochet lace. This beautiful little card to journal on. Here is really pretty lace, couple layers of lace. And then this is a belly band. We have this vintage mother. This is Rose's mother's hanky. And a little journal card. The color went perfectly. Then here is a charm. Crochet a little piece or tablecloth here. I have these pretty roses. And I added some paper, tore paper here. This has been backed on avocado dyed paper. We got a vintage bingo. And this I added the little heart. And this really pretty little gem there. Coffee dye. This is a paper bag that has lace and a little paper here, a little place to journal, pocket, and then right here you pull this out and there's another little journal spot in that bag. Got this little torn piece here. You can see the crochet piece. And then here it has this little heart. This is that Coffee Dyed magazine book page. And then I took it, it's a little Battenberg heart pillow, and I added papers, dyed papers. So it's a little heart booklet. Isn't that cute? It has a little decal edge. Tore the edge there. Little stenciling. Have a little, what do you call this? Dyed cheesecloth. I think this little tuck it probably is. And then inside here, in this pocket, a really pretty place to journal. And then I made this little booklet. There's a tag here. And avocado dyed. Most everything in here is either inked or avocado dyed. I really like how it turned out. Here I brought that around and just a few little places to journal. And then here I did the 2 pockets, but it looks like more because it looks like where you had stamps. And I just have a little coffee dyed paper tag, a little spot to journal, and then I added a vintage stamp. And here, that was pretty with this paper. I added some gold marker to her harp. And here we have some vintage, I think it's vintage, maybe not, but it's some really pretty lace. And on this side we have stenciling and a stamp. Right here I have some vintage, some older look buttons and a little flower. And this is a belly band. Added a little washi tape. And you can see the lace look. And I have a vintage postcard. Assorted floral subjects. Pretty. Vintage. Little gold. And then here is from the vintage medical book that the cover is made out of. And I found this page that said memory. And I washi taped it. I sewed it in half so you could, or I folded it in half so you could see the rest of it. And added some paper. So there's part of the book. So I wanted to include something from the cover of the book, the vintage cover. It's a medical book. And these little buttons here. Getting toward the end. This is a pretty paper, and I added a little metal piece. I stitched a few places here. Coffee dyed, added a little lace piece here, did a little collaging. And then here's some coffee dyed paper. And this envelope. Added a vintage stamp, did a little tore some paper from there, and added a label. A vintage ledger. Did a little stamp here. Not pretty. Tore the paper and added my vintage look tape. Added this piece from Meg, Chasing Retro. And then here we have a vintage card, a little ribbon there, a little gold. They made cards so beautiful back then. Look at, so pretty. Almost have a fabric feel to it. And a little bingo card, and then this has been stitched around, a little tape. So that was the last pocket. And the beautiful 2-layer lace, beautiful scrapbook paper. And that is my Vintage Shabby Chic journal. That is a big gator mouth, but it sure is fun, and it would be a beautiful coffee table book. Be beautiful in a bedroom sitting on a dresser, or be pretty just to look through and journal in, whatever you'd like. So I'm just going to take a little rest, and then I am going to list it in my Etsy, pen to paper. I'm sorry. I used to be my Etsy. I'm tired. In my Etsy, PamVanEe, same as my YouTube channel. So thanks so much for watching. You have a great Saturday, and we will see you next time. Bye.